ladies and gentlemen. Today I stand before you to remind you of one of the most powerful truths about who you are and what you have been given, the incredible, limitless power of your mind. Your mind, my friends, is not just a collection of thoughts. It is the greatest tool you possess. It is the key that unlocks your potential and shapes your destiny. No one can take it from you. No one can destroy it. And no one can limit what it can achieve unless you allow them to. You were created with the ability to think, to dream, to envision. The mind is the gateway to your purpose, and how you think will determine the course of your life. It is in your mind where ideas are born, where visions come to life, and where solutions are crafted. The strength of your mind determines the strength of your life's outcome. Think about it. Every great accomplishment in history, every success story, every moment of breakthrough began with a thought. A single thought. A vision that someone had in their mind, whether that was the idea of flight, the dream of civil rights, or the courage to build a nation. It all started in the mind. But let me tell you something. The mind is not just a passive observer. It is not merely a place for thoughts to wander aimlessly. It is a strategic battlefield. Every day your mind is the site of a war between thoughts of fear, doubt, and limitation, and thoughts of faith, courage, and possibilities. The outcome of that battle determines the success of your life. We live in a world that constantly bombards us with messages of inadequacy, negativity, and limitation. We are told what we cannot do, what we cannot have, and who we cannot become. But I say to you today, do not allow the world to dictate the thoughts that govern your mind. Your mind is too valuable, too powerful to be controlled by external forces. If you can change your thinking, you can change your life. Transformation begins in the mind. It begins with changing the way you see yourself, the way you see your circumstances, and the way you see your future. The power of your thoughts can break chains, build bridges, and create opportunities where there were none. Let me share a profound truth. Your thoughts have the power to create or destroy. Think about that for a moment. Every thought you entertain, whether positive or negative, is shaping the future you will live. The enemy of your future is not some external force, it is your own way of thinking. When you believe that you are less than you were created to be, you limit your potential. But when you see yourself as a force for good, as someone who has the power to achieve, to lead, and to inspire, nothing can stop you. And this is not just some motivational speech, this is a principle of life. The mind is the place where your identity is formed. If you believe in your strength, your worth, and your potential, you will act in accordance with those beliefs. But if you allow doubt to take root, if you allow fear to dominate, you will build walls where there should be doors. You see, the mind is not just a passive tool, it is an active creator. It will build the world you live in piece by piece, thought by thought. You have the power to design the life you want, starting with your thinking. And once your thoughts are aligned with your purpose, you will find that everything else in your life begins to align as well. But how do we unlock this power? How do we activate the strength of our minds? It begins with discipline. You must guard your mind as you would guard your most prized possession, because it is. You must be deliberate about what you allow into your thoughts, what you watch, what you listen to, who you surround yourself with, and the messages you expose yourself to. It is your responsibility to renew your mind daily, to replace fear with faith, limitation with possibility, and doubt with confidence. You must visualize the life you want to create. See yourself succeeding before you see it in the natural world. Your mind must lead the way. It is also about intention. Don't just let your thoughts roam aimlessly. Have a clear vision of where you're going and who you want to become. Let your thoughts align with your vision and begin to make decisions in line with that purpose. Your mind is a powerful force, and the way you think will determine the life you experience. So I challenge you today to take control of your thoughts, to guard your mind, and to use it as the powerful weapon it is meant to be. When you harness the full potential of your mind, nothing, absolutely nothing is impossible for you. Remember, the world will always try to tell you who you are. But only you have the power to define yourself. So choose to think big. Choose to think strong. And choose to think victory. Your mind is your strongest weapon. Use it wisely. The mind, in its essence, is the most potent tool available to humanity. It is a force unlike any other, capable of shaping our reality, directing our actions, and defining our experiences. From the moment we are born, we begin to develop this tool, and over time, it becomes the greatest instrument we wield. It holds the key to everything we do, from our thoughts to our actions, our emotions to our choices. The mind is the center of our identity, the place where all of life's experiences are filtered, processed, and understood. If you understand the true power of your mind, you will realize that it is not just a passive space where thoughts float by. No, your mind is an active, dynamic tool that shapes the very world around you. It is a vast and intricate system that processes information, makes decisions, stores memories, and connects ideas. Every major discovery in human history, every monumental achievement, every groundbreaking invention began in the mind of someone who believed in the power of their own thoughts. From the creation of the wheel to the development of space travel, it all started as an idea in someone's mind. Think of the great innovators, the dreamers, the leaders throughout history. They didn't achieve greatness by accident. They understood something fundamental. Their minds were powerful, and when used intentionally, they could bring about transformation in their lives and in the world. The mind is the birthplace of dreams, the first step toward progress. What differentiates the successful from the unsuccessful, the leaders from the followers, is not necessarily talent or resources, but the ability to harness the power of the mind and focus it toward a specific goal. We often think of the mind in terms of intelligence or intellect, but this is only one aspect of its vast capabilities. The mind is also the space where our beliefs, attitudes, and emotions are formed. It is the driving force behind the choices we make each day. When we encounter challenges or obstacles, it is the mind that determines how we respond to them. The way we think influences how we perceive our circumstances and how we approach problem solving. If you see a challenge as an insurmountable obstacle, your mind will convince you that you cannot overcome it. But if you perceive that same challenge as an opportunity for growth, your mind will guide you to creative solutions and new pathways forward. The mind is not limited by external circumstances. It does not need to be defined by the limitations that the world imposes on you. In fact, the mind is boundless in its potential. There are no physical restrictions to the mind's power. The only limitations that exist are the ones we impose on ourselves. Our beliefs, formed by past experiences, societal influences, and personal conditioning, often limit the scope of what we believe is possible. But when you choose to break free from these limiting beliefs, when you begin to see yourself as capable of achieving the extraordinary, your mind will start to operate at a higher level. You will begin to think differently, act differently, and ultimately experience a different reality. The mind is an incredible creative force. Creativity is not a gift that only a few people are born with. It is inherent in all of us. The mind's creative capacity is boundless. But to unlock this creativity, we must learn to think outside the box, to challenge the assumptions and patterns that confine us. Innovation comes from the ability to connect seemingly unrelated ideas, to see things from new perspectives, and to break free from the constraints of conventional thinking. When we allow our minds the freedom to wander, to explore new avenues, we unlock our creative potential. Every breakthrough, every advancement in science, technology, and art has been the result of a mind that dared to think differently. Our minds are also the seat of our emotions. While emotions are often seen as something that we experience passively, they are also products of the mind. Our emotional responses to events are shaped by how we think about them. If we interpret a situation as negative or threatening, our emotions will reflect that perception. If we interpret the same situation as an opportunity for growth or learning, our emotions will shift accordingly. By learning to manage our thoughts, we can also manage our emotions. When we control the thoughts that arise in our minds, we gain control over our emotional responses. This is the key to emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize, understand, and regulate our emotions. Another incredible aspect of the mind is its ability to learn and adapt. The human brain is designed to be highly flexible and adaptable, capable of processing an enormous amount of information. Every new experience, every piece of knowledge we acquire is stored and processed by the mind. But this process is not static. The mind constantly evolves. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections, is a testament to the mind's adaptability. This means that no matter your age, no matter your past, your mind is always capable of growth and change. You can teach your mind new ways of thinking, new ways of responding, and new ways of interacting with the world. This is the true power of the mind, its capacity to evolve. But to fully harness the power of the mind, we must learn to focus it. A mind that is scattered, unfocused, or overwhelmed will not be able to function at its optimal level. Focus is the key that unlocks the potential of the mind. When you focus your mind on a particular goal or purpose, you direct all of your mental energy toward that objective. Focused thinking allows you to cut through distractions, to prioritize what is important, and to pursue your goals with determination and clarity. The more focused you are, the more effectively your mind works to help you achieve your desired outcomes. Yet with all of this power, the mind is also vulnerable. It is susceptible to negative influences, to fear, doubt, and confusion. The external world is full of distractions, pressures, and negative messages that can distort the mind's ability to think clearly and rationally. The mind is also prone to automatic, habitual thinking patterns that can limit creativity and growth. To avoid these traps, it is essential to cultivate a mindset of awareness and mindfulness. When you become aware of the thoughts that arise in your mind, you gain the power to choose which ones to entertain and which ones to discard. By practicing mindfulness, you train your mind to focus on the present moment and to let go of thoughts that do not serve your highest good. The power of the mind also lies in its ability to influence the physical body. This mind-body connection is profound and well documented. The mind has the ability to affect our physical health, our energy levels, and our overall well-being. When we think positively and maintain a mindset of optimism, our bodies respond accordingly. Studies have shown that positive thinking can boost the immune system, reduce stress, and even improve recovery times from illness. Conversely, negative thinking can contribute to stress, anxiety, and a host of physical ailments. The mind and body are intricately connected, and the health of one impacts the health of the other. When we learn to control our minds, we unlock the true power that lies within us. But this is not something that happens overnight. It requires practice, discipline, and a willingness to challenge our old ways of thinking. The mind is like any other tool that must be trained and sharpened in order to function at its highest capacity. It is through consistent effort, through the repetition of positive thoughts, affirmations, and actions that we begin to unlock the full potential of our minds. The power of the mind is not something that is granted to a select few. It is available to everyone. Regardless of your background, your circumstances, or your past experiences, your mind holds within it the power to transform your life. When you begin to see the mind as your most powerful tool, when you realize that the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your thoughts, you will begin to use your mind with purpose and intention. The mind is capable of achieving the impossible, but it requires the right conditions and the right approach. In the end, the mind is not just a tool for survival, it is a tool for creation. It is the source of everything that you will ever achieve, everything you will ever become. When you learn to use your mind intentionally and with focus, you will unlock the true potential of your life. The battle of the mind is the most significant and defining struggle in every person's life. It is a fight that occurs every day, sometimes even every moment, in the silent corners of our thoughts and emotions. The mind is a powerful force, capable of shaping reality. But it is also a battleground where opposing forces of fear and faith, doubt and confidence, limitation and possibility continuously vie for control. The outcome of this internal conflict influences everything we experience and everything we become. It defines the quality of our lives, determines the success of our endeavors, and dictates our capacity for joy, peace, and fulfillment. To understand the battle of the mind, one must first recognize that the mind is not a passive observer of life. It is an active participant, shaping and interpreting everything we encounter. Our thoughts are the lens through which we view the world, and our beliefs are the filters that color our perceptions. However, the mind is not simply a neutral processor of information. It has an intrinsic power to create and manifest, and because of this, it is a target in the battle of life. The enemy in this battle is not external, though external circumstances can influence it, but internal, a constant war between the thoughts we allow to take root in our minds. The mind is a fertile ground. It is a place where seeds are planted, nurtured, and either allowed to grow or removed before they take root. Every day you are presented with countless thoughts, impressions, and ideas. Some are positive and empowering, others are negative and destructive. You must decide which thoughts will be allowed to grow and which ones will be rejected. This is the essence of the battle over which thoughts and beliefs will govern your life. If you allow fear, doubt, and negativity to occupy your mind, you will manifest a life that reflects those very emotions. On the other hand, if you choose to cultivate faith, confidence, and possibility, your reality will shift to reflect the empowering thoughts you have chosen to embrace. One of the greatest weapons in this battle is the ability to control your thinking. It is easy to believe that our thoughts simply happen to us. that they arise uncontrollably and independently. However, this is a misconception. While not every thought can be controlled at first, we have the power to decide which thoughts we will focus on, dwell on, and act upon. This is where the battle begins. When negative thoughts or limiting beliefs surface, whether they be about your worth, your potential, or your circumstances, you have a choice. You can either entertain those thoughts and let them shape your reality, or you can reject them and replace them with thoughts that are aligned with your vision, purpose, and goals. The mind is like a garden, and your thoughts are the seeds you plant. What you choose to nurture will eventually take root and influence the way you live. One of the primary forces working against us in this battle is fear. Fear is a natural instinctual emotion, but it is also one of the most paralyzing forces that can dominate the mind. Fear distorts reality, causing us to perceive threats where there are none and to imagine failure where there is only possibility. Fear thrives on uncertainty and the unknown, and it can keep us trapped in a cycle of inaction. When fear takes hold of the mind, it creates doubt, worry, and anxiety. These emotions, in turn, feed into more fearful thoughts, creating a vicious cycle that limits progress and paralyzes growth. The antidote to fear is faith, faith in yourself, faith in your abilities, and faith in the possibilities that lie before you. Faith is not just a passive belief, it is an active force that pushes against fear, challenges it, and removes it from your mind. When you have faith, you begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You begin to recognize that challenges are not threats to your well-being, but stepping stones toward your growth. The more faith you cultivate in your own potential, the less power fear will have over your life. Another major force in the battle of the mind is doubt. Doubt is a subtle yet powerful enemy. It whispers in your ear that you are not good enough, that you do not have what it takes, or that success is out of your reach. It often arises from past failures, negative experiences, or comparisons with others. The more you allow doubt to take root, the more it diminishes your confidence and your belief in yourself. So doubt often feeds off your insecurities, amplifying them and making them seem more real than they truly are. The best weapon against doubt is belief, a deep, unshakable belief that you are capable of achieving your goals and fulfilling your purpose. Belief is a force that grows stronger with practice. It is a mindset that you can choose to cultivate through intentional actions, words, and thoughts. When you believe in yourself, doubt loses its power. Belief in your potential is like armor that shields you from the attacks of doubt, allowing you to move forward with confidence, regardless of the obstacles in your path. The third force in the battle of the mind is limitation. Limiting beliefs are the stories we tell ourselves about what we can and cannot do. These beliefs are often based on past experiences, societal conditioning, or the opinions of others. Limitation tells us that we are not capable of achieving our dreams, that our circumstances define our possibilities, or that the world is too competitive for us to succeed. These beliefs create invisible barriers, keeping us trapped in a box of our own making. To win the battle against limitation, you must first recognize that limitations are illusions. They are not rooted in any inherent truth, but are products of our thinking. The moment you begin to question your limitations, you open the door to infinite possibilities. Expanding your thinking and choosing to believe that there are no limits to what you can accomplish is the key to breaking free from the prison of limitation. When you see the world through the lens of possibility, you begin to perceive opportunities where others see only barriers. At the heart of this battle is the war between victimhood and empowerment. Victimhood is the mindset that external circumstances control your life. It is the belief that you are a victim of your environment, your past, or your circumstances, and that you are powerless to change them. Victimhood keeps you stuck in a cycle of blame, resentment, and helplessness. It shifts the responsibility for your life onto others, making you a passive participant in your own story. Empowerment, on the other hand, is the belief that you are in control of your life. It is the understanding that while you may not be able to control everything that happens to you, you have the power to choose how you respond. Empowerment recognizes that you are the creator of your reality, and your thoughts, choices, and actions shape the world around you. Empowered individuals take full responsibility for their lives, recognizing that they are not victims of their circumstances, but architects of their own futures. The battle between victimhood and empowerment is one of the most crucial struggles in life, because it determines whether you will live as a passive observer or an active creator of your reality. The war in the mind is not always an overt, dramatic struggle. It can be subtle and quiet, often playing out in the background of everyday life. Sometimes the most powerful battles are the quiet ones, the moments when you choose to reject fear and embrace faith, when you choose to believe in your potential despite the doubts that arise, when you choose to push past your limitations and take action anyway. Every thought you have, every decision you make is a small victory or defeat in the battle of the mind. The stakes of this battle are high. The outcome affects every area of your life, your relationships, your career, your health, your happiness. But the beauty of this battle is that it is one you can win. You are not at the mercy of your thoughts. You have the power to shape and direct them. Every day you are given the opportunity to decide which thoughts will dominate your mind. Will you allow fear, doubt, and limitation to control your life? Or will you choose faith, belief, and empowerment as the guiding forces in your journey? In the end, the battle of the mind is a choice. You choose what you believe, how you respond to challenges, and what you focus on. The more you practice winning this internal battle, the more you will find that the external world begins to shift in response to the power of your thoughts. And when you master the battle of the mind, you master your life. That the power of your thoughts is one of the most profound and transformative forces in your life. It is easy to overlook just how deeply your thoughts shape your experiences. But once you come to understand their true magnitude, you will realize that everything in your life, your reality, your relationships, your career, your health, your happiness has been influenced in one way or another by the thoughts you've allowed to take root in your mind. The thoughts you think today are the seeds for the experiences you will have tomorrow. When you begin to grasp the reality that your thoughts are not just fleeting ideas but powerful creators of your life, you can no longer afford to be passive about what you think. Every thought you think carries with it the potential to create or destroy. The thoughts you entertain either build the life you desire or hold you back from it. The mind is an incredibly powerful tool, and your thoughts, the seeds that you plant in it, will eventually grow into your reality. Just as a farmer carefully selects the seeds he plants in his field, so too must you be deliberate in choosing the thoughts you plant in your mind. What you focus on, dwell on, and believe about yourself will eventually come to fruition in the world around you. It is essential to recognize that thoughts are not neutral. They are not mere mental wanderings that come and go without significance. Every thought, whether positive or negative, is an energetic force that interacts with your subconscious mind, shaping your beliefs and actions. Over time, repeated thoughts create patterns that become automatic in the way you perceive the world, react to circumstances, and engage with others. The more you repeat a particular thought, the more it becomes ingrained in your mind, and the more it shapes your behavior and attitudes. Therefore, if you constantly think thoughts of limitation, fear, and doubt, you will begin to act in ways that reflect those thoughts. Your behaviors, attitudes, and decisions will be influenced by those limiting beliefs, keeping you trapped in a cycle of unfulfilled potential and unrealized dreams. Conversely, if you cultivate empowering, optimistic, and positive thoughts, you will begin to act in ways that support your growth, your vision, and your aspirations. One of the most important truths to understand about the power of thoughts is that thoughts shape perception. Your perception of reality is not dictated by external circumstances, but by the way you interpret those circumstances through the lens of your thoughts. Two people can experience the same event and have entirely different interpretations of it based on the thoughts they have about the event. One person might see a setback as an opportunity for growth, while another might see it as a sign of failure. The event itself has no inherent meaning. Its meaning is shaped entirely by the thoughts you attach to it. This is why the most successful people in life are often those who have learned to shift their perceptions, to see opportunities in challenges, and to find lessons in adversity. Their thoughts align with their purpose, and they understand that every experience, whether good or bad, is a stepping stone toward their larger goal. When you become conscious of the power of your thoughts, you begin to understand that you are the creator of your reality. Your thoughts are the blueprint for your life. Just as an architect draws the plans for a building, so too do your thoughts design the structure of your experiences. If you want to change the external aspects of your life, whether it's your financial situation, your relationships, or your career, you must first change the way you think about those aspects. You cannot expect to achieve different results while holding on to the same limiting beliefs or negative thought patterns that have kept you stuck in the past. The mind must be reprogrammed to think in alignment with your desired outcomes. This requires conscious effort, practice, and a commitment to developing a mindset that supports your dreams and goals. It is also crucial to understand that the subconscious mind plays a significant role in how your thoughts manifest in your life. The subconscious mind is like a fertile garden, constantly receiving and processing thoughts, beliefs, and impressions, many of which are formed in early childhood or as a result of repeated experiences. The subconscious mind does not differentiate between positive or negative, true or false. It simply absorbs whatever thoughts and beliefs are repeated and holds onto them as truths. If, for example, you were raised in an environment where money was always scarce and you were told that success was difficult to achieve, your subconscious mind would accept these thoughts as truths, and they would become deeply ingrained in your belief system. As a result, you might subconsciously sabotage your own success or feel unworthy of financial abundance, even if you consciously desire to achieve it. The key to transforming your reality then lies in reprogramming the subconscious mind. This can be done by consciously choosing empowering thoughts, affirmations, and beliefs that align with the life you want to create. When you repeat positive affirmations, visualize your desired outcomes, and immerse yourself in environments that support your goals, you begin to override the limiting beliefs that were programmed into your subconscious. The more you focus on these positive, empowering thoughts, the more they become deeply embedded in your subconscious, and the more they begin to shape your reality. Another powerful aspect of your thoughts is their ability to influence your emotions. Thoughts and emotions are intricately linked. One cannot exist without the other. Every thought you think generates an emotional response in your body. For example, when you think about something that makes you angry, your body reacts with feelings of tension, frustration, or even physical discomfort. Similarly, when you think about something that makes you happy or excited, your body responds with feelings of joy, lightness, and energy. Emotions are the body's way of signaling to us how our thoughts align with our deeper beliefs and desires. When your thoughts are in harmony with your inner truth, you feel good, energized, and motivated. When your thoughts are at odds with your deeper desires or beliefs, you feel anxious, stressed, or unhappy.
The power of your thoughts extends beyond your own mind. Your thoughts also influence the people and circumstances around you. Everything in the universe is energy, and your thoughts emit an energetic frequency that interacts with the energy of others. When you think positive thoughts, you radiate a frequency of positivity, and this energy attracts people, opportunities, and experiences that align with that frequency. Conversely, when you think negative thoughts, you send out an energy of lack, limitation, and fear, which can repel opportunities and attract experiences that reinforce those negative beliefs. This is why the most successful individuals are often those who cultivate a mindset of abundance, positivity, and possibility. Their thoughts create a magnetic field of energy that draws success, love, and prosperity into their lives. They understand that they are not victims of external circumstances, but creators of their own experiences. Their thoughts are aligned with their highest potential, and as a result, they naturally attract what they desire. In addition to influencing the energy around you, your thoughts also affect your physical health. The mind-body connection is undeniable, and your thoughts have a direct impact on your physical well-being. Negative thoughts such as stress, worry, and anxiety trigger the release of stress hormones like cortisol, which can weaken the immune system, increase inflammation, and lead to various health problems over time. On the other hand, positive, relaxed, and joyful thoughts trigger the release of feel-good hormones like serotonin and endorphins, which boost immunity, reduce stress, and promote overall well-being. When you learn to consciously choose thoughts that promote relaxation, peace, and happiness, you are not only improving your mental state, but also enhancing your physical health. The power of your thoughts is also linked to your actions. Your thoughts determine how you behave. If you think you are capable and worthy of success, you will act with confidence, take risks, and move toward your goals with determination. If you think you are not good enough or that success is out of reach, your actions will reflect that belief. You will procrastinate, avoid challenges, and miss opportunities. And so the quality of your actions is directly tied to the quality of your thoughts. The more positive, empowering thoughts you entertain, the more proactive, confident, and courageous your actions will be. Ultimately, the power of your thoughts comes down to this simple truth. You are the creator of your reality. Your thoughts shape your beliefs, your emotions, your behaviors, and the world around you. When you understand this, you realize that you are not at the mercy of external forces or circumstances. You are in control. The thoughts you think today will determine the experiences you have tomorrow. And as you consistently choose thoughts that are aligned with your highest potential, your life will begin to transform in ways you never thought possible. Your thoughts are powerful. Use them wisely. At the core of discipline in thinking is the ability to control your mental focus. The human mind is an incredible tool capable of generating millions of thoughts every day. Yet many of these thoughts are not intentional or purposeful. They arise without our conscious direction, often reflecting our fears, insecurities, or habitual ways of perceiving the world. Without discipline, we become prisoners to these unexamined thoughts, letting them guide our decisions and actions without fully understanding where they are leading us. However, when we practice discipline in thinking, we take control over which thoughts we give our attention to, and we consciously direct our focus toward those that serve our highest good. This discipline of thought requires an awareness of the mind's natural tendency to wander. Thoughts do not come neatly packaged or in any particular order. They flow in and out like a river, and often they are not even our own. We pick up thoughts from the people around us, from the media we consume, from past experiences, and from societal conditioning. The thoughts we think are often influenced by unconscious patterns and emotional states. But once we become aware of this, we have the power to make a choice. We can decide to reject the thoughts that are not in alignment with our goals, values, or vision. And we can choose to focus on those that elevate us, inspire us, and align with our desired outcomes. This brings us to the second essential aspect of discipline in thinking, the intentionality of thought. It's not enough to simply control the thoughts that come into our minds. We must actively choose what to think. Intentional thinking is about being deliberate with our mental energy. It is about aligning our thoughts with our purpose and setting a clear mental course that moves us toward our goals. This requires conscious effort and planning. The mind, like any other tool, must be guided with purpose. Without intention, we are left to drift through life, reacting to circumstances instead of proactively creating the life we want. When we think with intention, we focus our minds on specific objectives. We no longer let our thoughts be shaped by external events or the whims of our emotions. Instead, we choose to think about our goals, our desires, and the path we must take to achieve them. For example, if you want to grow your business, intentional thinking might involve visualizing your business succeeding, thinking about strategies to overcome challenges, and planning how you can improve your services. This focused thinking will lead to inspired action. On the other hand, if your thoughts are random or lack direction, you will likely find yourself overwhelmed, distracted, and unable to make significant progress toward your aspirations. Intentional thinking is also about visualization, the process of mentally rehearsing the outcomes you desire. Our minds don't differentiate between actual experience and vivid mental imagery. When you visualize success, achievement, and victory, you prime your brain for success. Your subconscious mind starts working in alignment with the mental images you create, and your actions begin to follow suit. Discipline and intentionality in thinking are not just about focusing on what we want to achieve. They are also about being mindful of what we allow into our minds. Guarding the mind is a crucial aspect of disciplined thinking. Every day, we are exposed to countless messages, some of them positive and uplifting, others negative and toxic. If we are not careful, these external influences can subtly shape our thoughts and beliefs, leading us to adopt attitudes, fears, and behaviors that are not our own. The media, social platforms, and even the people we interact with can all affect the way we think. If we are constantly bombarded with negativity, fear, or self-doubt, it becomes increasingly difficult to maintain a positive and focused mindset. Therefore, it is essential to cultivate the discipline of protecting our minds from negative or unproductive influences. This can be achieved by limiting exposure to sources of negativity, surrounding ourselves with supportive, encouraging people, and consuming content that aligns with our values and goals. This act of guarding the mind also means being selective about the internal dialogue we engage in. We all have an inner voice that talks to us constantly. Sometimes it's encouraging and loving. Other times it's harsh and critical. The discipline of intentional thinking involves becoming aware of this inner dialogue and actively replacing negative self-talk with positive affirmations, empowering beliefs, and constructive thoughts. Equally important in disciplined thinking is the ability to focus on the present moment. The mind is constantly jumping from one thought to the next, often dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. It is easy to get caught up in these mental distractions, but true discipline in thinking requires us to bring our attention back to the present. The present moment is the only time we truly have. And when we focus on the here and now, we are able to make better decisions, take more deliberate action, and stay aligned with our goals. Intentional thinking also requires us to manage our emotions. Our thoughts are deeply connected to our emotions, and when we allow our emotions to run unchecked, they can cloud our thinking, leading to poor decisions and reactive behavior. Emotions such as fear, anger, frustration, and sadness can easily distort our perceptions and cause us to make irrational decisions. By developing the discipline to manage our emotional responses, we gain greater clarity in our thinking. So, when we learn to pause before reacting emotionally to a situation, we can respond more thoughtfully and make better choices. This emotional discipline is especially important in high stress situations where it can be easy to give in to panic or frustration. Intentional thinking requires us to acknowledge our emotions without being controlled by them, allowing us to stay focused on our objectives, even in the face of adversity. A key aspect of discipline and intentionality in thinking is the practice of mindfulness, being fully aware of our thoughts without judgment. Mindfulness allows us to observe our thoughts as they arise, recognize patterns of thinking that may be unproductive or harmful, and redirect our focus when necessary. This practice helps us become more intentional in our thinking because it allows us to become conscious of the thoughts that are driving our behaviors and emotions. By observing our thoughts without attachment, we gain the ability to choose which thoughts we want to cultivate and which ones we want to discard. This is the essence of mental discipline, the awareness and ability to direct our thoughts with purpose and intention. In addition to cultivating a disciplined mind, we must also practice mental resilience. Life is filled with challenges, setbacks, and obstacles, and it is easy to become discouraged when things do not go as planned. The key to overcoming these obstacles lies in the discipline to keep our thoughts focused on solutions rather than problems. Resilient thinking means choosing to focus on the lesson or opportunity in every difficulty rather than dwelling on the frustration or disappointment. It means maintaining a positive mindset even in the face of adversity, trusting that challenges are a natural part of growth. This mental resilience is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. Resilient thinkers do not allow temporary setbacks to derail them. Instead, they use challenges as fuel for greater determination. It means if you fail to create a determination, finally, disciplined thinking involves the ability to stay committed to long-term goals, even when the immediate results are not visible. Instant gratification is a major challenge in today's fast-pacing world, and it is easy to get discouraged if things don't happen quickly. However, intentional thinking requires us to maintain focus on the bigger picture and to take consistent action toward our goals, regardless of how slowly progress seems to be moving. The discipline to stay committed to the process is what ultimately leads to success. Success is often not about a single breakthrough, but about the accumulation of consistent, intentional thoughts and actions over time.